Hello, people around the world. Just last week, many variations of Invincible attacked us, all of them looking different from the last and with different backstories. There are a total of 18 different marks. We first have Mark Grayson, the Invincible from our world, and he's the only Invincible that survived. Then we have the Invincible nicknamed Mohawk Mark, and we learn from a witness that he was killed by a robot known as Ruby. We also know that he murdered Adam Eve from his world, and that they worked together to kill another Mark, also known as Sinister Mark, whom we will mention later. Sinister Mark. He is known as the most evil Mark in all of Invincible. Unlike his counterparts, Sinister Mark doesn't rely on brute force to achieve his goals. He manipulates, deceives, and controls everything from the shadows. He doesn't just want power. He wants control, and he'll twist reality itself to get it. He ate all the other Invincibles when Angstrom put all the variants in a deserted dimension. He was later killed by the main dimension Mark, teamed up with Mohawk Mark. Bald Mark was killed by Savage Dragon Oliver, and later turned into a Reaniman by Cecil. Then we have Light Suit Mark, who was fighting Bulletproof, Robot, and Monster Girl, and ended up getting killed by Rexplod, Rip the Goat. After Light Suit Mark, we have No Mask Mark, who is just gay and ends up getting killed by Sinister Mark. Long Hair Mark. This was not very interesting. The only noticeable thing about him is that he had longer hair than the other Mark variants and was killed by Tech Jacket in space. Viltrum Mark, my personal second favorite Mark, joined his father in conquering his planet for the Viltrum Empire. In the comics, he fought Spawn and presumably won, but this was changed. He is killed and eaten by Sinister Mark. No Mask Mark, a very unnotable Mark variant. The only notable thing is that he wears a slightly lighter suit and does not wear his iconic mask. He is then killed by Powerplex. Mustache Mark, my number one favorite Mark. He almost has the same backstory as Viltrum Mark, but he is much more ruthless than Viltrum Mark. This can be seen by his mustache, which is a symbol of brutality in Viltrum beliefs. He is later killed by Tech Jacket and turned into a Reaniman by Cecil Stedman, head of the GDA Global Defense Agency. No Goggles Mark. This Mark is seen without goggles on his mask, indicating that he is sadistic in nature, since the goggles protect his eyes from the wind. He is seen fighting the Guardians of the Globe, during which he wins, and almost kills Duplicate, the immortal shapesmith Black Samson and Darkwing. His sadistic nature can be seen as he tortures and almost kills the Guardians of the Globe, mocking them as he does it. Darkwing forces him into the Shadowverse, a dark dimension with monsters. He later dies in the Shadowverse. Viltrum Prison Mark. This Mark was thrown into a Viltrum prison after defining his father's order taking over Earth. In the prison, he fought his way out and killed his father as revenge for taking him to prison. During the war, he is seen laying waste to Moscow and killing strong heroes of Earth. He gets killed and eaten by Sinister Mark after being trapped there by Angstrom Levi. Flaxen Mark. This Mark is very relevant since he was the first Mark killed during the war. He is killed by Cecil Stedman's Reaniman, and later turned into one as well. His backstory is that he went into Flaxen Planet instead of his father. That is why he has Flaxen armor. Hooded Mark. Hooded Mark is a cold, calculating warlord who hides his face beneath a tattered, bloodstained hood, either to conceal his identity or to instill fear in his enemies. He fought Adam Eve, a main dimension Mark, and he was later assisted by Omnimark. He ended up being killed by Cecil's Reaniman, like some of the other variants. Omnimark. Omnimark is what happens when Mark reaches an absolute peak, surpassing even his father in strength and intelligence. He's not just ruling a world, he's ruling the entire universe. He killed his father and took his name. Although he is known to be very strong, he was killed by Madman Yo-Yo, eventually ending up as a Reaniman due to Cecil. Phantom Mark. Some say he's a Mark who died but refused to stay dead. Others claim he's an anomaly, a Mark who never should have existed in the first place. The reason he helped Angstrom was to bring Debbie, his mom, back to his dimension because his mom died in his dimension. He ends up being eaten by Sinister Mark in Angstrom's Wasteland dimension. He is one of my favorite Marks because we actually see him show emotion and regret for what he has done and what has happened in his dimension. Bulletproof Mark. This version of Mark's body has been changed and is just about indestructible. He can shrug off attacks that would devastate a bunch of other characters in the show, and even some of the Mark variants. He was disrespected in the show by being killed early in the episode and quite easily by the Reaniman.